is coming up. And it's gonna be the first one I experience as a game developer. So, you know I gotta participate in the only way a game developer should. I will be making my first ever horror game. Wait, I feel like that was too bright and cheerful.
Ooh, I will be making my first ever horror game.
Now, if you've been watching any of my other videos, then you would know that I'm currently working on my first official game, Hollow Hearth. But since I'm a beginner, I thought it's best to tackle the game in specific parts through smaller projects. For this video, I wanted to tackle the dialogue system. What is a dialogue system? I'll tell you right now. So a dialogue system is what allows characters to communicate with the player or to each other. It involves displaying text that the player can usually interact with, and it can also affect the story. And Hollow Hearth has RPG elements in it, so I would need a good dialogue system. But why create one from scratch when we have this? Yeah. Dialogic is a plugin for Godot that lets you skip making all the annoying parts of a dialogue system and just allows you to, you know, make the story itself and focus on the actual content. So I will be using this to make a short horror visual novel that you can actually already play on my itch.io. It's called Glitchless Perfection. I think I ate with that name, and the link is in the description below. And I recommend that you play the game first so that you don't get spoiled by the rest of the video, because I will be delving into like the jump scare star. Yeah, spoiler alert. It's like 5 minutes of gameplay. It's not really that long, but if you don't care, it's whatever. Like, it's no big deal. And before we continue with the video, I just want to let y'all know that we officially have our first ever sponsor. Yes, this video is sponsored by Brilliant. More on them later. Alright, so the first thing I did was brainstorm, obviously, as per usual. And I knew I wanted to make a horror game, but I wanted to specifically tackle like glitch horror. I just really like the visual look of it, like Pony Island or Doki Doki Literature Club. Basically, I wanted to tackle the theme of like AI gone wrong. Similar to the game I just mentioned, Doki Doki Literature Club, where like the AI gains sentience and kind of like goes crazy. So here's the basic premise. Tasked with selecting the perfect visual form for an upcoming AI model, you soon discover that the pursuit of perfection can unravel anyone, even artificial intelligence. I then started writing down in my ugly sketchbook just like a little rundown of what the story is gonna be. And this is my first time ever making like a story for a game. And to be honest, guys, I'm struggling. It is not for me. Like, I think it's my weakest aspect as a game developer. But that's why I'm here, you know, to learn, to grow, to be better. And after writing down the basic storyline, I started learning about Dialogic. I first watched a couple tutorials, this is my favorite one, and then looked at the documentation to like get the vibes, you know? So my game isn't just gonna be a pure visual novel, it's gonna have like a character creation aspect to it. And I know, it's like, here we go again, Stephanie, with character creation. But it's part of the story, okay? Just like, let me cook. So like, I needed to figure out how to be able to move pretty seamlessly from the Dialogic system to my own system, which is why I'm only using the text box part of their system, but not their character portrait. Like, I'm gonna be putting my own because that's gonna be like completely customizable. And you know me, I love stealing from myself. So I'm just gonna be taking some code and assets from my character creator, which if you haven't seen the video for how I made it, press, I don't know, it's on one of these corners, just press it, okay? And before I started making the real game, I decided to play around in a little like testing project. And I love that you can get information from auto loads. Like, I will be using that a lot. And yeah, at this point, I was ready to work on the game. So before we start, I wanted to make the basic assets needed. So that's like the background, maybe the panel for the dialogue, and a rough sketch of like the AI and where that's gonna fit. And that's like always really important for me because every single one of my game is pixel art, and figuring out the resolution from the start to me is like really important. Okay, so I specifically chose the AI to look a little bit more feminine leaning, as I've seen that there's a trend in naming AIs feminine names and giving them feminine voices. And since this game kind of tackles themes of like insecurities and pressures to look good, I wanted to emphasize that in a way that I could relate to as a woman. So yeah, that's why the AI looks like that. I kind of I'm taking a little bit of inspiration with my own insecurities, okay? Yeah, I feel like this game is an unhinged way to process my trauma. So I started working on the intro section. I imported everything in and started tweaking the Dialogic panel styles. I ended up making the panel itself transparent and like importing the actual panel I will be using as like a background, because I plan on that also being customizable. And yeah, it seems like the more things I do outside of Dialogic in terms of assets, the better it is, so that I can like glitch it out. And speaking of glitches, I thought that the best way to do it would be using shaders. And every single shader I have is from godotshaders.com. Like, I literally love this website. Like, it has every single shader I've ever needed. So yeah, I really recommend this if you are somebody who, like me, know nothing about like coding shaders and stuff, but want to still do shader stuff. Shady stuff, if you will. And then next, I started making the features for the character creation aspect of the game. And I didn't want to make too many options because I will be like making different emotions with the mouth. Like for example, I'm having smiling, a frowning, a bigger smile, a confused, and oh, you get the point. Like there's gonna be multiple ways the features will change, and so even if I just make 5 different mouth types, like I'm gonna have to then draw like 25 of them, if you know what I mean. And then I put them all in as a sprite sheet, and then I made a very simple UI so that the player can choose the characteristics they would like. And after you're done choosing, the character will get booted up so you can start interacting with it. And specifically, this booting up animation is also a shader that I got from godotshaders.com. And then I started writing the dialogue for the intro section. So like it's gonna introduce itself and it's gonna ask you to give them a name, and all of this gets saved in an auto load. And yeah, after like talking with them for a little bit, they're gonna ask you what your favorite color is. And whatever color you choose, it's gonna change the whole color scheme of the screen into the color you choose. That's why I had to separate everything just so I can like modulate it. But yeah, that includes the background, the panels, the eyes, the hair, even like the lights on their face. But anyways, yada yada yada, you talk, you hang out, and then there's gonna be a part where they start adding like decoration just to feel a little bit more normal, you know. And I actually made 3 different ways that the posters can show up. I'll show you right here. But yeah, in each of the poster you can see that there is this poster of a pretty lady. And through this interaction, the AI is gonna have its first meltdown. And by meltdown, I literally mean jump scare. And coding this was kind of a lot, but in the end I did it, and it's actually crazy to think that less than a year ago, I knew nothing about coding or game development. And what's super epic is that actually the first eureka moment I've had with coding was when I downloaded Brilliant, who is the sponsor of today's video. So if you don't know what Brilliant is, it's a learning platform where you learn by doing, with thousands of interactive lessons in math, data analysis, and what I specifically used it for, which is programming. So for me, what really stood out about Brilliant was how easy it made it to learn anywhere right on your phone. I remember my favorite time to use Brilliant was in the bathroom. So like instead of mindlessly watching videos trying to pass the time, I'd be learning programming, and it's literally one of the biggest reasons why I know how to code now. Because I use the bathroom every day, you know, if it's a good day. It meant that I was learning little by little every single day. And that's like one of the most important things you could do, both for your personal and professional growth. And I specifically want to highlight the programming topic if anybody watching is also interested in becoming a game developer. Basically, it'll help you get familiar with Python, which is perfect for me because when I wanted to learn Godot, everybody said that the GD script language is very similar to Python, so all my knowledge ended up crossing over. And last but not least, it'll help you develop your mind to think like a programmer and begin writing complex programs to build your very own game. Perhaps your very own horror game. So to try everything that Brilliant has to offer for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/minimino or scan the QR code on screen, or you can click on the link in the description. Anyways, thank you so much Brilliant for sponsoring this video. I literally couldn't think of a more perfect first sponsor for this channel. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, okay, so I finished coding the jump scares, and guys, I don't know if it's because I made the game or if I'm so bad at this, but like, how do you make a jump scare be actually scary? Because guys, like, what is this? Like, you know what I did? I didn't know what to do to like make eyes look scary using pixel art, so I ended up literally scrolling through my phone to find any picture of my fiance. Because Asher is kind of known for making this like really weird scary face, and I found one and I took this picture and I took his eyes and then I made the pupil smaller, and yeah, This is what we get. Anyways, after that, I just had to hunker down and like finish the story. Some extra assets here and there. I made Black Widow, aka Scarlett Johansson, which is also a reference to the movie Her. And yeah, I just had to add the finishing touches. So like sound effects from Zapsplat as usual. And fun fact, one of my favorite horror games is Faith the Unholy Trinity. And I know they use this thing called SAM. So I find a website to also make that sound to like emphasize the jump scares. This is what it sounds like. And at first I was contemplating on adding music or not, like maybe I could do like elevator music, but to be honest guys, this video is actually already like a month late. I've just been having such a crazy month writing music. Girl, I've been grinding. So yeah, instead of doing more music, I just added white noise. I quickly made the itch page, uploaded it, and I was done. I officially made my first horror game. Yeah, it's a short game. It'll take you like 5 minutes. You can even do it in way less if you just like spam the spacebar. But if you're interested, please play it and give me feedback. I think storytelling and scriptwriting is something that I really need to get better at. So I'm very open to criticism, and I will hopefully learn a lot from what you guys have to say and become a better game dev. Anyways, happy Halloween, y'all! And to end it, here is a clip of my fiance experiencing some of the jump scares. I hope you enjoy. Bye, Pookie.
I have to be perfect. Why you need me perfect? Why? Whoa, shit. The fucking eyes.
It's your eyes.
That's my eyes? Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Something. Oh my god, she get. Oh my god, it's red. Is that my eyes again? Oh fuck. Oh my god, it jumped at me. Holy shit. The glitch is crazy. Awesome. Awesome. Alright, I was off center the whole time in the camera, but that's okay.
It's okay.